I'm gonna give you guys a story that's gonna make me sound kind of evil. So move up a little bit because this is a story. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a story that's gonna make me sound kind of evil to explain this point. During the pandemic, I was dating this girl from here, from Mexico, and I was living in New York City. And she was one of those girls that loved a lot, right? But she was the type of person also that she couldn't tell when the love wasn't reciprocated. And I was in my evil era during that time. And so I was just, ladies and gentlemen, it was during the pandemic. Could you play Father Alex? Right? Anyway, so she she would visit, she would like seriously, like she would do everything I asked. I mean, it was kind of crazy. And then one day she came over a little late. She canceled the date, and then she came over again the next day. Something was off. She sat a little further away from me. And the first second that I saw her, I knew I fucked up. I was like, ah, fuck. She woke up. It was evil era, people. Sorry. And she left early. She didn't even come back at home. But I instantly could tell something was off by her first hello. It was colder. It wasn't as enthusiastic. And it was almost like it was almost like my spell on her just faded away. Truly sad, truly disappointment, truly disappointing. Anyways, after that, I remember I drew her. It was instinctively, right? It was almost like an instinct. I remember I started taking her out to restaurants more. Like I clearly remember myself going out of my way to impress her. I clearly remember myself going out of my way to get her to like me back. Okay. And the truth is that I instantly prioritized her. And all she did, like if you looked at it with your own eyes, she was a little late, she was a little colder, shorter responses, shorter date. She smiled, but not completely. And then she left, but she left in a cold way. And it left me feeling empty. And that's the thing. A lot of the times when sometimes you are so attached, so creepy, that the people need to feel a desire for validation. And when you give it so freely, when you give it so haphazardly, people will take you for granted. They have to work for that validation hit. And the problem is that a lot when you're needy and you're desperate and you feel like you're on the low end of the totem pole, your nonverbal cues is always communicating, I'm below. Your nonverbal cues is always communicating low value, and people observe your nonverbal cues, and then they test whether or not you actually are low value at an unconscious level, and they test you by going cold, by being inconsistent and seeing your reactions. And the only reason they're testing you is because you're too attached. You're too attached to the outcome. You're too unhappy, and you rely on this situation to make you happy. You are addicted to love. People, what people don't understand is that you are addicted to love if you can't find happiness outside of yourself. If you only can find happiness in people and people's validation, you're addicted to love. And most likely it's because your parents left an open loop in your heart and never fully validated you. And you're left with this emptiness. And unfortunately, people can sense that and take advantage of it. It's like you know those animal documentaries where you notice that the animals don't like a certain baby, and you're like, what's wrong with this baby? There's nothing wrong with that baby, but for some reason they just reject it. Well, that's because it's almost like that's how it is. Like people can sense your traumas. Traumas leave fossils, right? Like situations that make you feel horrible about yourself, they leave clues. And people are really good at picking up other people who are needy and creepy. And what they do is that they don't protect you. They take advantage of you. They take whatever they can and throw you to the side of the road. So you gotta learn how to detach people. And that girl, she detached completely. She blocked me. you know, fucking. And I remember, but me, I could get really needy and creepy when you walk away from me completely, right? I have a tough time completely letting go of people sometimes, right? So if you guys want to work with me one-on-one because you're needy and creepy, you guys can book a one-on-one phone call with me today, and I can help you guys exercise that part of you. Because a lot of times when you're not able to detach, a lot of the times it's simply because you have high intention, high attachment. right? It's you're too passionate about things, and we're gonna talk about that right now, right? So remember, book a phone call with me, and I have to answer. We're gonna be doing a live stream today, so if you guys want me to answer your questions for free, for the people who can't afford it, you could do that. People like, look, man, I'm trying to help out here, man. Like I know I charge you guys for calls, but that's because I have a business. But at the end of the day, like I always wanted to provide free coaching for people, for those who are really desperate, not desperate in a condescending way, but you know what I mean. So as long as you let me upload it on YouTube, I can help you out. Okay. Um, this is honestly like a superpower, for real, for real. So this is the thing, right? The thing about detachment isn't about detaching from reality. No, right? It's really about realizing a few things. One, that things will end. When you're not able to detach, you're not in reality because you think that one, this will be forever. And because you're unconsciously lying to yourself, because you know that's a fucking lie, you hold on to that lie because you know it's not true. It's like a house with a bad foundation. But also because you think you'll never find somebody else better than this person, also, right? That you might have chemistry, or they might remind you of someone in your past. And so you develop a scarcity mindset. And that is also divorced from reality because that's bullshit, right? That's bullshit. That person is not the last person that you're gonna meet that's good for you. They're not the last person that you're gonna like. But that's that's what causes you to be needy and creepy. That delusion, right? That lie, because it is a lie, right? It's a lie to think that they're the last person, that they're the last person you're gonna meet that's good for you. It's a lie. But that lie causes a attachment, an unhealthy attachment to that reality. We're gonna go to a quick little commercial break. Do you give off Terminator vibes because you're so masculine? Or do you give off nice girl, creepy, and needy vibes because you're just too feminine? The problem is that both sides suffer greatly in their business life, relationships life, and friendships with family and friends. And if you don't know how to fix that, you will repeat the same pattern your whole life and never escape. Well, guess what? I have a course for you, and it's called The Feminine Woman. It's a pretty much a course on how to increase your self-esteem through practical means, not through giving you guys affirmation and wishing that you stop being terminators or you stop being needy and creepy goldfish. No, I'll give you practical things that by you doing this, if you're too masculine, I swear people will say there's something in you. You look more relaxed. You're just more comforting. You become more emotionally open because I teach you guys those strategies. It's a 5-week course. If you're too masculine, you are successful in life, you are successful in business, but you struggle with connecting. And so that course will give you practical things that if you're a Terminator, you'll come out human, people. Like you'll just give off a more relaxed vibe. It's what I did in my life to heal me from my toxic masculinity. It's a 5-week course. And in that, I teach you guys how to let go of the past. I teach you guys how to use your feminine energy to influence without being too sexual, which might sabotage you. I'll teach you guys how to use the masculine to be assertive without scaring people off because sometimes it could be too much. It's a course that balances those things out. Okay, so if you go Bronx mode, if you're too Beverly Hills mode, I'll teach you guys how to go Bronx mode, or better yet, South Side of Chicago type of shit. Well, that now you're just a serial killer right there, right? And with this course has a 30-day money back guarantee, and if you purchase it, you guys also get access to my to the Zoom meditation group where we both meditate, or we all meditate on a weekly basis, and you guys get access to the WhatsApp group. And it's really a good course. If you guys don't like it, just ask for your money back. I mean, you guys can see the reviews right here. A lot of people like those reviews, and you'll see the results. And if you don't see the results, then I'll just give you your money back. Like I'm not gonna scam you guys if it doesn't work, but I know it's gonna work. So you do that now. Don't end up like Frida Kahlo, all right? Don't do that shit. Y'all just think you guys can break my rules and tell people you watch my channel. You can't do that, okay? So purchase that right now. It's a lifetime. You get lifetime access to that course, and I'll see you guys inside. Take care. Let's continue with the video. Right, so it's all about coming to reality. For example, when somebody that you thought was always going to be there dumps you, you feel a surge of emotion. It feels horrible. But that surge of emotion is actually healing for you because you were living outside of reality. You were living in your fantasy. And when you live in fantasy, unconscious, creepy emotions start to build up because every moment you're resisting. Every moment you're resisting and you're telling yourself this lie and you're fantasizing about being with them, you fantasize a forever fantasy because it relieves the tension of reality that this will end one day. And this is communicating non-verbally because you're like, hey, you want food? You go out of your way to try to keep them, like you because you know it's gonna end, but you tell yourself it's not gonna end, and so that creates a friction that causes you to do way more for them. You look at them creepy, you cook for them extra shit. They're like, what the fuck? Like, why are they treating me so nice? Like, I literally just treated them like shit. What the fuck? And that makes you look crazy to people, right? It truly makes you look crazy. So remember, things will end, right? And that this is not the last time you're going to meet someone that's going to like you back. That's just the reality of life, right? But when we're needy, when we're creepy, we sort of think that that's not true, right? We sort of think that, oh shit, sorry, people. We think that we will find a way to make this last forever. And we all know that's not true, right? Now, the next one is that your energy then, once you accept that things will change, that the relationship will die one day, it's akin to accepting death. When you accept death, all of a sudden you start to relate to reality different. Your family members will notice an energy shift in you. You're more calm, right? You're less reactive. When they pull away, you don't overreact. There's no deep, intense, creepy emotional reaction. And this has a domino effect on your whole body and mind. Has a domino effect on your nonverbal cues, how you react, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about them. And at the end of the day, it's actually people prefer that part of yourself. They find that to be more attractive, right? Um, and then when they notice that energy shift, it's like their reticular activating system, because you gotta understand, people get used to you, right? They get used to genuflecting, worshiping them. When you stop worshiping them, an egomaniac or someone who relies on your validation will notice that the lights are turned off. It feels like you're taking a shower and the water gets turned off. You're like, what the fuck? Where's my crack? Where's my crack? And they'll look at you and they'll say, holy shit, they're losing interest. I must have done something. And then you notice when they look at you, it's almost like they're finally looking at you, right? And then you sense as the one who's using you that, or the one that loves you but is not aware because you're suppressing it. Like, it's like this is a different person. You might even feel they're different. This happened with an ex that as soon as she broke up with me, she became different. It's like colder. She's like, I don't like you no more. I'm like, bitch, the fuck? Aren't you on your way here? No, I'm not. I stay home. What? Oh, bullshit. Right? So what they do then is that they'll work to gain you back. Right? It's like health, right? People take their health for granted. As soon as it goes away, they'll pay anything to get it back. Well, but it's funny. As soon as they get their health back, if you really look at their satisfaction level, they're only happy for a few days and then they go back to their unhappiness, right? For like I still have ringing in my ear, but anyways, my ringing went away for a few days, and I noticed that I was more miserable having the ringing. No, I wasn't miserable, but I wasn't as happy as I thought I was gonna be. Like that's like I was like, okay, I thought I was gonna be happier, but I'm still at peace. Anyways, so that's one thing, right? They'll work to bring back the energy, right? And your nonverbal cues will change, and then people will sense that. And so what they'll do then is that they'll do things to bring back your nonverbal cues, right? They'll do anything to bring back that needy, happy side of you, or that they'll do anything to remove that cold energy that you have right now, right? And that's why I want you, energy shift communicates to people, hey, I'm not fucking around. It's like a warning bite, right, from a dog, right? I'm not biting you, but I'm telling you something's off. And you want them to pay attention to that because you want to silently shift your energy. You don't want to tell people I'm not happy. No. Let them see it in your nonverbal cues, right? Let them sense that something's off. If they can't sense that something's off, they don't like you enough. Only someone that likes you can sense that something's off, right? And if they don't sense it, well, keep being colder, because over time, they'll start to feel insecure. All right, like when you act like this around people, they sense something's off, but they don't know what it is, and that insecurity causes people to be able to to sharpen their focus. They notice more detail. They start to interpret things that they shouldn't interpret. They start to make connections where there's not. Oh wow, like man, there's something's off. Like I don't know what it is. And a person who may not even like you out of because of pure ego, because I'm not being worshipped, they'll start to pay closer attention and they may start liking you. But remember, it's temporary. It's temporary. It's like someone it's like if, I don't know, Hitler says, please don't kill me. I promise not to kill people no more, right? You save him, and what does Hitler do the next day? He's back to killing people, right? It's kind of like some habits die hard, right? And some people, yes, you can get them to want to change their behavior, but it's too ingrained in them. Some people just can never fully appreciate you. But this strategy is a good strategy to get them to like us and then pull away out of revenge. Now, if you do that, you're going straight to hell, right? That's some south side of Chicago type of shit, right? Um, and so how do you create? So another thing is that the ego gets offended when someone we like finds happiness outside of ourselves. Now, mind you, there's a few reactions, right? You have the reaction that, for example, I had an ex of mine that I, when she said, though, she really liked me. It was a lot of years ago, and that was so stupid, right? The way I said that, but um, anyways, like I was afraid to leave her because I was afraid that like the way she liked me, I was like, yo, like I don't think this girl can get over me. I swear to God, that's so stupid. And then she was like, no, my mom and dad, they'll comfort me. You know, my family. I go to my psychologist and she'll help me. And a part of me was like, oh fuck. I was like, I was projecting, right? I was projecting because I'm like, I have a tough time getting over people, so I assume you too. And when she said that, in my mind, she looked stronger. And I clearly remember like gaining a little bit more respect. I know I'm fucked up in the head, man. I shouldn't be doing that, but that's just how it is, right? When people know that you can recover, they respect you. But also, when they know that you could recover, they get offended, some of them. Those are the toxic ones. And so what they'll do, they'll try to draw you back in. But their attempt to draw you back in means they got to prioritize you. And when you know that, you never let them draw you in. You take a few steps, but then you take a few steps back to frustrate them and keep them in that emotional loop. Hey, people, man. Look, man. If you do this, what happens is that you gotta be careful because if you do this to get revenge or likes or get someone to like you, you unconsciously start liking them more. Just saying. The next one is that. So how do you do that? Well, you decide every time you meet someone, you mentally understand that you decide to. You mentally understand that this is gonna end one day. That's the first thing. Any fantasies of you being together in a long-term relationship, cut it out at least in the first month. Keep yourself in a neutral state. Don't let the dynamic, the chemistry, change your expectations. Always expect things to end and keep that in your mind. And as much as your mind wants to tell you how amazing it'll be to be with them 5 years from now, cut cut that fantasy, cut that movie out as soon as possible. What this will do is that it'll ground you and intern you in reality. Because deep passion comes from delusion, right? Deep passion, deep intense love for someone that you're not willing to detach comes from the delusion that this is the last person I'll meet that likes me, and this is the last time, and this will last forever, right? Or I want this to last forever. You tell yourself it's gonna end, and I swear to God, your emotions will literally become more realistic, meaning it'll be more at peace. It won't be too high, it won't be too low. It'll cause the energy shift, and the other person will notice, right? And people who would already liked you, right? Because you have two types of people liking you: people who like you out of trauma, people who like you out of realness, right? People who like you will see this and say, "Oh, okay, this person respects themselves. This person has control." Because when I mean the respects, that means you're able to control your fantasies. You're able to control your emotions. When you don't control your emotions, you have low self-respect. When you're able to control your emotions and mind, you naturally respect your own mind. You naturally respect yourself, and that radiates from you. It radiates as detachment. It radiates. But remember, when I say detachment, I mean high intention, low attachment, right? I want to be with you, but if it doesn't work out, I'll walk away. right? High intention, low attachment. And that causes people to be more comfortable to get close to you, to be more comfortable to open up. And you have a better sense of the natural speed of relationships, because when you have high intention, high attachment, you're more fast. You're fast and creepy, but you don't notice it because you lack self-awareness. You lack self-awareness because you think it'll always be forever. You develop self-awareness, you sense your mortality, you understand that you're gonna die one day, and also this relationship will end. This connection with reality then naturally changes everything about you, right? Mistakes happen when you're not in the world. Manipulation and lies and unhappiness happens when you're in your head, entertaining fantasies. And remember, those fantasies come from your fear of death, that things will end, that relationships will end, that, right? Like, for example, with your family members, you take it for granted because you think they're always going to be there tomorrow, right? You detach from your mind, from your mind-made fantasies. You get in touch that you're going to die one day, that your parents are going to die one day, and all of a sudden, they look different. All of a sudden, you want to hold on to them more. You feel more intense, raw emotions. That's what reality does. You let them know, the person that you're with, that you're gonna leave one day, and that literally thing about you seeing your parents and not taking them for granted because you know they're gonna die. They're gonna start to, like, not take you for granted. They're gonna start to appreciate you more, because it's your fear that causes you to exaggerate the truth, which is that they're gonna die. Like, we don't think of the thought that our parents are gonna die simply because we're afraid of that thought. It's like not wanting to go to the dentist simply because you're afraid to go to the dentist. Your fear causes you inaction, meaning it causes you to not go to the dentist. It causes you to not think of the dentist, right? Your fear of death, causes you to not think of their death, which causes you to think time is unlimited for them, right? I'm sorry, God, and that then causes you to take it for granted. As soon as something happens, granny chokes on a pork chop, falls from the stairs and shit. All of a sudden now you look at granny, you hold her hand, and you're like, oh no, I'm so sorry you went through that. And that happens because you get in touch with reality. You see that your granny one day is gonna die one day, right? It Let them realize that one day this is gonna end. It has the granny falling from the stairs, choking on the pork chop effect. It makes them appreciate you more. All right. Anyways, man, let me know what you guys think of this, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.